a service of CNC Worldwide.
The Daily is a service of CNC Worldwide and Jib Jab greetings. I'm Bud Lowell. Your full AccuWeather forecast is right up on top on your CNC local news pages. As of Thursday morning, Rochester Gas and Electric reported its repair crews were closing in on their goal of restoring all the electric service lost in the Rochester area due to megastorm Sandy. RG&E reported 4,469 customers still waiting to be reconnected Thursday at dawn, 4,198 of them in Monroe County. That's half the number of outages on Wednesday morning. But the pace of reconnecting service is slowing down. That's typical of disaster recovery, as those of you who experienced the last two major ice storms in Rochester will recall. The utilities focus on the main lines, then the repairs that will bring the most customers online the fastest, and as they work their way down the list to the repairs that bring houses back by twos and threes, the pace inevitably slows. RG&E's parent company says all available NYSEG and RG&E line crews and support personnel are converging on the Rochester region and on NYSEG's downstate service areas as restoration work is completed in their home locations. More than 2,100 company and contract personnel are working on the power restoration effort now. In addition to Monroe, they're also downstate in Putnam, Westchester, Sullivan, and Dutchess counties. To quote RG&E, power is expected to be restored to the vast majority of customers in the Rochester region by midnight Friday. Estimated restoration times for other areas will be established once damage assessment is complete. The city of Rochester, Webster, Greece, and Irondequoit still have the most customers without power. More than 20,000 lost service during the storm on Monday and Tuesday. Bruce Springsteen and his E Street Band finally played Halloween night at the Blue Cross Arena after the storm kept them from making it out of New York City for the scheduled date on Tuesday. 12,000 people attended, among them 105 happy Springsteen fans who were able to score tickets because the original holders couldn't make it on Wednesday. Governor Andrew Cuomo and his top staff toured the heavily hit downstate areas by helicopter on Wednesday, then told reporters that all New York City area mass transit able to operate will be giving free rides for the rest of the week. Limited bus, subway, and commuter rail service was restored on Wednesday. The governor declared a transportation emergency because of the traffic gridlock, and he said it's heartbreaking to see the damage and disruption to the New York City metro area. He said the city will build back smarter after the cleanup.
There has been a series of extreme weather incidents. Anyone that's not a political statement, that is a factual statement. Anyone who says there's not a dramatic change in weather patterns, I think is denying reality. And I would like to say that this is probably the last occurrence we will have. I don't believe that. So this city doesn't have experience with this type of weather pattern and this type of situation. I think it's something we're going to have to take into consideration and educate ourselves.
The governor also announced that New York homeowners in the coastal areas of Long Island and New York won't have to pay potentially large hurricane deductibles on their insurance for the damage caused by Monday's storm. The state rules Sandy did not come ashore with hurricane force winds, so it will be watching to make sure those deductibles aren't triggered by the insurance companies. And the governor said he has formally requested the maximum authorized federal reimbursement for whatever the state has to spend on recovery from Sandy. Cuomo is asking the New York congressional delegation to pass legislation that will allow the federal government to reimburse 100% of the costs, not the 90% which the president is currently allowed by law to authorize. And in non-storm news, Rochester's pro basketball team has signed a deal to buy the Dome Arena in Henrietta. The Rochester Razor Sharks management say they plan to move to the Dome after next year's season at the Blue Cross Arena. Meanwhile, the Razor Sharks plan to renovate the Dome and double the seating capacity. Team owner Sev Herbnak says he wants to go from about 3,000 seats to somewhere between 5,000 and 7,000, and he wants the Dome equipped to handle indoor football and soccer games. He also wants to add a hockey rink to be made available for professional and high school league play. Herbnak says the Dome will still host trade shows and other events. The Dome Arena is currently owned by the Monroe County Fair and Recreation Association, and details of the deal have not been released yet. Razor Sharks management says one reason they were interested in buying the dome is to get more control over the team's revenues. Herbnack says playing at the Blue Cross War Memorial, his team gets only 4% of the concessions and has no control over parking or what it has to pay in rent. Rochester police have identified the man struck and killed by a train in Rochester as 23-year-old Seth Bachman. They say Bachman and another man were walking the tracks near the CSX Goodman Street Railroad yard. Somehow they failed to notice an approaching freight train and Bachman was hit and killed. Police say Goodman Street is a very busy rail yard and nobody should be walking the tracks even if they're watching the trains. They say they can come from anywhere. Rochester police say they're investigating a fatal shooting late Wednesday night on the northeast side. A 26-year-old man was shot on Lincoln Street near the corner of North Street. Police found him on the sidewalk near the North Street Recreation Center. He was taken to Strong Memorial Hospital, pronounced dead there. Police are asking anyone with information to call 911. And in Irondequoit, police are looking for this man. They say he held up the ESL Bank branch on East Ridge Road shortly after it opened Wednesday. Police say the man is Hispanic. He was unshaven, medium build. He walked into the bank, handed the teller a note demanding money, and fled on foot. Anyone with information is asked to call Irondequoit Police at 336-6001. To the left of this player window, you'll find links to these and other stories at the bottom of the page, and that gray bar links for you to use to post us news items you've written, commentaries, things you've heard about and want checked out. Also, we're a community news resource, so let us know about your wedding announcements, birth announcements, business openings, all that sort of thing we want to see here on your CNC local news pages. We'll post them up here and put them in the news. So next news is as it happens, updates as necessary. I'm Bud Lowell, CNC News.